Hi everybody, welcome back to the Cozy Cardigans podcast. My name is Mel. I am the owner and dyer of Big Little Yarn Co. As you can see, and I live in Japan, Kyoto, Japan, with my husband Tim and my son Everest. I think there's something on the lens here. Let me fix you. Okay, I hope that's good. Alright, so welcome back to the podcast. It is now time for the end of the month wrap up. I say this every month. This month has been too fast. I've been super busy because I do have a shop update coming this Sunday. So I'm speaking in terms of Japan time. So on Sunday the 28th, 10 a.m. Japan time, which I believe is 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST on the 27th. So just, I'll write that part down in the description box so you don't get mixed up. But 28th, 10 a.m. Japan time will be my first full collection. The Sakura Collection is coming to the shop this Sunday. Very excited. I've had it like lined up for the longest time because these colors, I do sometimes incorporate the colors in other collections, especially the tonals, and a lot of wholesalers, the stockists that I work with also really love these colorways, but a lot of people have been asking to get the Sakura Collection back, so it is finally back. The last time I had the Sakura Collection was back in 2021, so it has been a while, but the big bestsellers are back in addition to a few new colorways that I've created. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that a little bit. If you're not interested in like shop update stuff, totally fine. I'll put a little chapter, you know, those little bookmark things down in the description so you can just skip through to all my whips and FOs and all that stuff. I totally don't mind. Thank you so much for watching anyways in the first place. But so I'm just going to talk about the shop update really quick, what's going to be available, the colorways and stuff like that. I know some of you are not on Instagram, and I believe this video is going to come out after I'm going to be sending out the newsletter. So if you're not signed up for the newsletter, you probably didn't get that. I'll put like a link to the email below as well so that you could just take a look at it. There are a few things, well, in the newsletter, if you've signed up for it before, I put all the links to all the listings in it, so it's easy to just click and go. I am hoping to leave the shop open for at least 24 hours, but I do have a die cap. I'm hoping to ship all these orders out by the end of June. I don't want to be working on them for too long because I do have other stuff I want to show you and to, you know, have other shop updates as well. So yeah, hopefully it won't close. I won't have to close it too quickly so that everybody, I know like a lot of people in the UK and Europe, it's your nighttime when the shop update drops, so I do hope to have time for everybody to shop as they would like to. So anyways, let me show you what colors are going to be in the shop update. I'm super excited because these are some of my favorite colors. Some of these are like old classics, some of these are newer. So anyways, let me just get started. So it's called the Sakura Collection because it is springtime here in Japan, and I just really love the sakura season here. It is so beautiful here, and it's like the sweet spot where it's sweater weather, where you don't have to wear a coat or a jacket. You could just wear like a nice fingering weight sweater and you could get away with that. So anyways, it's called the Sakura Collection. So the first two colors that I showed on Instagram are these, and all of these color pairings are going to have sock set versions, so I'll show you an example in a little bit. But this is Hanami, and Hanami means flower viewing. So what you do here in Japan is you go see the sakura trees like with your friends or your family, and you have like a little, the parks are all open to everybody. You can bring a picnic, put out a picnic blanket, get some bentos, and just eat under a sakura tree. So this is kind of like inspired by that. You're kind of, the idea is like you're looking up into the sky through the sakura tree. So there's like really nice speckles. The base is this really nice kind of light sky blue. I love the speckles in these. There's these dark purple bits and yellow bits for the like flowers and stuff. And then the corresponding tonal is Sakura, named because of Sakura. Sorry, my hair's in it. But yeah, it's just like this classic Sakura pink color. And they look so cute together. Let me find the little mini skein. Look how cute the sock set is. So that'll be available. Next up, let's see, these are not in any particular order. I'm trying to just kind of pick these up, but these two are also Big Little Yarn Co. classics. They are not necessarily part of the original Sakura collection, but I thought that these colors just work really well with all the other stuff. So this is Yume, and this is one of the most popular colors from way back when I started. I have not changed it. It's this really pretty, like, I don't know how you describe it. It's a variegated color, but like really softly variegated. There's pinks and purples and yellows, and it's just this really nice dreamy colorway, and it knits up so nice. And the corresponding tonal to that is Sumire. It's originally called Shiso in the shop, but I kind of did some like, not soul searching, but just thought about it a little bit, and I like the name Sumire a lot better than Shiso. That was the original name I had when I first started the shop, and I think Sumire, which means lavender in Japanese, is much more apt for this color. So it's just this really classic lavender color, and both of these look so pretty together. And here's the sock set. So cute. But yeah, this looks so good in, let me find the Sari silk lace for this, because it looks so nice in Sari. Oh, so this is like the Sari version of Yume, and it is so nice, especially if you hold two together for like a nice fuzzy sweater. Perfection. So that is Yume and Sumire. And let's see what's next. This was part of the original Sakura collection from 2021. This is Spring Rain. So it's kind of like the idea is like the dark, dreary days of spring when it's raining really hard, but then it allows for flowers to bloom. So it's kind of like a dreary, but like really lovely, vibrant blue. And it has pops of these warm pinks and oranges in it. Super pretty. I also, this is one of my more heavily speckled colorways. You can kind of see the speckling there. And then the corresponding tonal is haru, which means spring in Japanese. And these look so, this is probably one of my most popular sock sets, I'd say. Let me show you. It's just like this really, how to make like a really nice, unexpected contrast color with Spring Rain. And that looks really pretty together. So that's Spring Rain and Haru. And next up, I have two new colors. So this is a new variegated colorway called Wildflower, and it's inspired by, there's a lot of wildflower fields here in Japan that bloom in the spring, so it's just kind of like a happy yellow, pink, blue, purple, like all the colors, all the flowery colors. It's just like a really happy speckled variegated colorway. And then the corresponding tonal for this is takenoko, and takenoko means baby bamboo shoots here in Japanese, and it's spring is when the new bamboo start to grow, and they start off in this kind of brownish color before they are full grown into like what you think a bamboo really looks like that green color. So bamboo shoots are kind of brownish green, but this is like the brown bit of the takenoko. So I think they just look really good together. It's like a really nice neutral, warm, I wouldn't say it's a chocolate brown. I'd say it's like, I don't know, it's like a earthy brown that's not like a dirt brown. It's more like I want to say it's like a shoot brown, like a newly formed plant brown. I don't know if that makes sense, but it looks really good with the wildflower colorway. Super cute together. Let me find the mini skein. Yeah, they look really good together. So wildflower and takenoko. And then let me see, these are Big Little Yarn Co. classics that I'm bringing back because it really just ended up in the collection just really nicely. These are my first, the lichen here is my first variegated color I've ever made for the shop. So it's been quite a while since I've brought it back, and Bramble is also one of my first tonals that I've made for the shop. So it's been a while. They're Big Little Yarn Co. classics, super popular ever since I've created them. And so lichen is just this really nice green, very reminiscent of what you would think of lichen. It's got lots of different types of greens and yellows, and it's got this bolt of like dark green here at the end. Got these really nice accents of like yellowish green too, and it's got these little brown, rusty brown speckles. And Bramble is just this really complex, I wouldn't say it's brown, I wouldn't say it's purple, it's just kind of in the middle, as you can see. I feel like it's pretty color correct here in the screen, at least for me. It's like a brownish, dark brownish purple. It's just this really complex color that literally, it goes with anything. It really goes with anything, and it looks really good with lichen. Let me find, so I'm just gonna reach over here. I have like, I have all this yarn just scattered around, but this is like a classic Big Little Yarn Co. sock set. It's like one of my first things that I created. So really excited to bring it back to the shop. And so yeah, lichen and Bramble. And then, okay, next up, Azalea was in the original Sakura Collection and is named after azaleas. It's just like this really romantic pink. It's like the base is like a creamy pinkish color, and then it's got these bits of hot pink and I don't know what you call that, like purplish pink and lavender and yellow, and it's just this really fun, happy colorway. I think this color would be perfect for springtime and the summer. And then this is a new tonal. It's really hard to photograph this color just because it's so bright. It's coming off a bit more red on camera for me, but it is more towards, I'd say, orange. And it's just like this bright reddish orange. This is called Higambana, which is, oh, what is it called in English? Spider lily, I want to say. And yeah, it's just like a really bright red color. It is technically an autumnal flower, but it just worked really well for this collection, so I just kind of snuck it in there. But yeah, these look really good together as well. Let me show you the sock set. It's kind of like blowing out a little bit just because the Higambana is very hard to photograph, but you can kind of see what it looks like. But yeah, this, I really want to use this. Let me see if I could find the Alpaca silk version. Sorry, I kicked the table a little bit. But this is the so hard to photograph, but this is the Alpaca silk fingering version, and I think this would be perfect as like a summer top. It's like such a fun orangey red color. Yeah, perfect for summer. This is it's so hard to photograph, but it's kind of like this, maybe a little less. Now it's a bit too orange. Well, anyway, so that's Higambana and Azalea. So that's that. Okay, last two colorways. And then I'm just going to talk about other things that I have coming up. But this is from the original Sakura Collection as well. This is Wisteria. And this is a really, really nice purpley colorway. This knits up so nicely in like garment form. Let me show you the Sari. The Sari is really nice for this one too. How nice is this? It really, like, I love how it kind of I don't want to say muddles because that's kind of like a bad connotation, but it mixes the purples really nicely, and it's just like this warm purplish lavender color. Wisteria. And then this is a new tonal. This is Sansai, which is mountain, it's like mountain vegetables. Here in Japan, springtime, the mountains, the mountain vegetables come into season, and that's like traditionally what used to be foraged for food. And so it is now the season for Sansai, which, so this is Sansai. It's just like growing plants is what I was imagining when I was making this green, because of course I had to have a green in this collection. But this just looks really nice. This is like a more neutral, toned down pairing, but I really love that. So yeah, Wisteria and Sansai is the last two colorways. So I'm going to have, speaking of sets, I'm going to have multiple types of sock sets. So I'm going to have the regular sock sets that I just showed you. I'm also going to have Wisteria Bloom sock sets. So Wisteria Bloom is a pattern by Amy Shear of Amy Shear Makes. I collabed with her back in 2021 when this pattern came out, and I thought that it'd be nice to just bring the pattern set back for this time around as well. And these socks require one 100-gram skein and two 20-gram skeins. And so I put some fun color combos together for you, as well as the original set that the pattern was made of. So I'll just put some photos here so that I don't have to like hold up each and every single one. So that will be available. And in addition to that, I will also have mini sets this time. I haven't had mini sets in a long time, but you'll be able to have, here, let me see if I could just hold it up for you. Tonals only, oh my gosh, it's just flying everywhere. Tonals only mini sets. And then, excuse my reach, sorry. Just yarn everywhere. I will also have variegated only mini sets. And these are seven colorways each. And then I will also have a complete mini set for you, which is super fun. They all work so well together. I could see this as being like a really fun shawl maybe. But yeah, mini sets will be available for the first time in a really long time. They'll only be available on Trusty Sock, Superwash Merino Fingering, and Superwash Cashmere sock base though, because that's the only things I can handle right now. So mini sets will be available as well as full skein sets. So I'll just put the pictures up so I don't have to hold a bunch of skeins up. So there'll be the tonal full skein set, the variegated full skein set, and the complete full skein set for the entire collection. Tonal and variegated full skein sets the skeins will be $2 off, $2 US off. So get a little bit of a discount if you buy the pack of 7. But if you buy the entire 14-piece collection set, the entire set, each skein will be $3 off. So total $42 off if you end up buying everything all at once. And those full skein sets are available on every single base. So whatever base you want, you just click and choose. So yeah, links will all be in that email, so hopefully I can link it down below so you could take a look at it. Let's see. Oh, and I will also have fibers. So I'll just show you an example because I don't want to have to go through every single fiber, but I will have fibers available. So it's kind of blowing out a little bit, but for example, this is Hanami in fiber form. It's pretty much all the variegated colorways will have a fiber partner, I guess. I'm still working on tonals. I'm not really comfortable selling tonals just yet, just because I'm still like a little new to the whole fiber thing. I'm not feeling too comfortable with that, but I feel really comfortable selling the variegated version. So for example, this is Hanami. I also have Yume, and it's looking a little washed out here. I promise it's a little more vibrant in real life. I'll put some like photos here so that you can kind of see what I mean. And all those fibers, there's going to be Rambouillet, Superfine Merino, and mixed BFL Tussa Silk. So that'll also be available for pre-order during the shop update. And one more thing is stitch markers. There will be vintage Japanese bead stitch markers. I don't have any on hand with me today, but I will have it shown here. The stitch markers will be limited, very limited. It's whatever I'm able to source. So, and since they're vintage, they're not made anymore. So very limited quantity. I highly recommend that you check out the links down below. I do combined shipping. So if you really want a stitch marker but also want to shop yarn a little more at your own pace, or you just want to check out with the stitch markers first, you're totally welcome to do that. I will combine orders as long as you use them under the same email address. So yeah, I'll just combine orders and refund shipping overages to you once the package is all labeled and shipped out. So don't worry about it if you want to make multiple orders. That's totally fine. And always, just email if you want to be extra sure that I'm combining your orders. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for the shop update stuff. My battery is dying, so I'm just gonna switch that out really. Okay. Hi. Sorry, I had to switch out the battery real quick. I was literally just about to say that my battery was dying and then it died. So anyways, that was it for the shop update info. Again, I'll put the pertinent information down below, so if you're interested, check that out. And even if you just like literally watched me talking about yarn for however many minutes that took, and but you don't have the means of purchasing, like, that's totally okay. Like, honestly, I know I get a lot of messages saying I'm so sorry that I can't purchase, but I really love your stuff. Like, honestly, even just messaging or commenting means the world. Like, I can't believe this is my job. So yes, thank you so much. No matter how you support, I really appreciate it. So anyways, let's move on to the usual program, I guess. So this past couple weeks, however many weeks it's been since the last video, I haven't been able to knit a ton. I've been really busy with the shop update, so I don't know how much I have to show you. I have been reading a lot, so I feel like it'll be more book content than knitting content, so I apologize. But yeah, that's just how it is, you know. So let me start off with what I'm wearing, because this is an FO that I showed last episode, but I didn't have it blocked. I blocked it a while ago, like shortly after that last episode, and it is too hot to wear a sweater today, but I brought it so that I could wear it in the studio for you so that you can see before I put it away for good. So this is the Kinsan pullover by Kiyomi and Sachiko Burgin. This is from their book Moon and Turtle. And let me just scooch up a little bit. It's a little wrinkled because I had it put away. I haven't worn it in a little bit. Yeah, I talk about it a little more in the last episode. I don't want to go too deep about it, but I do want to kind of show you what I meant about the sleeve. Like last episode I was talking about how I had to do some sweater surgery. So originally I knit my sleeve right up to here, this black line here, because I don't know why I thought that I knit it long enough when I tried it on before. I thought that was totally fine, and then I tried it on again once I finished a bit more of the body, just so that I could figure out how long I wanted the body, and I noticed that it is way too, like, even now you could tell that it is way too short if I stopped it here, and it was just like this awkward length where it wasn't a 3/4 sleeve, but also it wasn't a half sleeve. Like, it was just this awkward length. So I sweater surgery'd it. I cut it here. And then I moved the cuff. Well, not moved the cuff. I knit this segment here, so this gray segment here, and then these stripe sequences here, and then I Kitchener stitched the cuff back on. And the reason why I did that is because, as you can see, I tubular sewn bind off the cuff here, and that I'm not about to repick that, so I just ended up Kitchener stitching it, and I think it worked out really well. I don't think you can really tell that I did anything. I guess, like, if you look really closely, it does look a little messy. Kind of see that it looks a little messy here, and then maybe like over here where I cut the yarn. But honestly, like, if you look back and I'm looking at you like I'm talking to you, like, you really can't tell that I did anything. And now it's like a perfect wrist. I like my sleeves to be a little bit at or above the wrist, just because I wear my sweaters when I'm dyeing yarn too, and so it's just easily able to, like, pull up and work with water or yarn or whatever I'm doing at that moment. So it ended up being like the perfect length for me. Let me stand and show you how long it is. And then before I said that I knit the body a bit longer, I feel like I would have before maybe knit the body a little, maybe like up to here, but I knit it a little bit longer, maybe like 2 inches longer, 1.5 inches longer than I normally would. And then I like to, like, tuck in my shirt like this, because I have high-waisted pants, and yeah, I think it looks really good. I've been kind of experimenting with longer hems nowadays, and I think it worked out pretty good. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it could have been a little shorter, but I'm not mad about it. It's pretty cozy, and I feel like it would be really nice to wear just like with pajamas maybe even, and I usually like my sweaters to be a little longer in that situation. So either way, excuse me, either way it's pretty good. So that's my Kinsan. I've talked about it so much. It's finally done. I can finally put it away. It's done. So yeah, Kinsan by Sachiko and Kiyomi Burgin. I really like this pattern as a classic raglan pattern as well. It's just a really good sport weight pattern to have, so I'm excited to know that I have that under my belt. Well, let's move on to the next thing. I do have one half FO, which is in here, my Aita socks by Jenny Ansah. I finished one sock. Yay! So I've been working on this on and off for a while. Well, not on and off, but this is my train knit. And I've been originally been taking the train to the studio from my house, but I recently got a bike. So now I bike to the studio, so I don't have an opportunity to knit on this as much unless I'm on the train for other reasons. So it's been a lot more slow going than it normally would be, I feel like. But anyways, that's okay. At least I'm biking. So this is 1FO. Again, Aita socks by Jenny Ansah. I'm sure I've been talking about it for like the past few episodes now. It's my own Trusty sock base. Colors are Emo for the contrast color, and then Satsumaimo Pie, which was my Pie Day update colorway. And they look so cute together. Another thing I was talking about last episode is that I knit the colorwork portion on the leg with the size US 2 just to have a little bit more stretch to it. But I knit the foot colorwork portion with the size US 1. So like size US 2 here, and then I just use size US 1 for the regular stockinette, and then I just continued using US 1. Just to have it, I just wanted to see how it would feel with the foot a little bit tighter, and I did try this on, and I have yet to like walk around in it, so I'm not entirely sure how it will work, but like trying on wise, it feels really nice to have that bit of kind of, I don't want to say structure, but like that tightness around the arch of my foot. I do have like a high arch, so it's kind of nice to have that little bit of support, I guess. And I'm curious to see, I've seen some sock patterns where it's regular and then they have ribbing in the middle instead of colorwork like I did here. And I'm wondering how that would feel if I did ribbing in the center, like if that would also kind of have the same effect. I'm guessing it would. But yeah, I made sure to knit the toe, or like I started the toe a little later than I normally would, maybe like 5 rounds. I knit the foot 5 rounds more than I normally would, just because I wasn't sure if it was going to tug on the toe, like it being so tight here. I was wondering if maybe it'll kind of affect how it sits on my foot for the toe part, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I just didn't want it to tug, to put too much pressure on this toe bit here, because then that'll wear it out a bit faster, if that makes sense. So I knit it a little longer, and I think it does help a little bit with the tugging, especially because of the color work. It kind of like scrunches the sock a little bit more than normally does. I feel like if I knit it with the size 2, it would totally just be like a regular sock kind of feeling. So I probably wouldn't have done that if I knit it with the size 2. But yeah, so it's a little bit longer than I normally do, and I think once I start to wear it and felt it a little bit, it'll kind of fit a bit better. Anyways, long sock talk, but yeah, it's going well. So I recently, well, like just yesterday, cast it on the second sock, because if I don't cast it on like immediately, I will never cast it on. So there's that. So I have it. I was in here. This is like a little baggie I got from a flea market, but it lives in here. So yeah, 1/2 FO. So I'm not entirely, not knitting, but I just feel like my other stuff has been kind of more labor intensive, so it's kind of hard to show how much I've been working on it just because it doesn't look like a ton. Anyway, so next up, again, I have my own design. I'm still knitting on it. Like, I think I'm in the middle of a row, so I apologize, but it's been going. I think I'm trying to figure out how long I want to. So this is knit bottom up. This is my own kind of design. Oh, that's the back. Sorry, this is the front. It's my own design. It's gonna be like a little summer v-neck top. And maybe I could kind of show you like this-ish. So this is the front. Oh, so hard to show. So you can see this opening in the front. There's gonna be like, I have buttonholes there, so it's gonna be buttoned. And then it's bottom up. This is kind of how the stitch pattern looks. It looks kind of wonky because this yarn base, which is my own alpaca silk fingering base, it kind of scrunches when you knit it, but it blocks out really nicely. So the stitches kind of look a little wonky, but it should look approximately like this. If you kind of see that. I'm trying to figure out how long I want the body to be before I start the v-neck portion. So I feel like I'm like about almost the halfway point, maybe a little less than the halfway point, because it is going to stretch out a bit during blocking. So it looks a bit, again, scrunched. But I want the v-neck to kind of start right over here. So I have to knit straight a little bit longer. And then I start the v-neck shaping like right here. So yeah, I'm kind of wondering what I should do with that. I do want this one to be a little on the cropped side, so I'm kind of thinking maybe like, I don't know, 4 more buttonhole rows. Let me see if I can show you a buttonhole. I think they're all, yeah, no, you really can't see it, but you could see there's a buttonhole here and a buttonhole here, so this like, I don't know, maybe like 2 inches between each, maybe like an inch and a half between each buttonhole. So like right here and right here. So maybe like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 more buttonholes before I start. Maybe that'll be good. It's really hard to tell because it's so scrunchy. Can't really tell, but I think it'll be really cute. It's a little oversized. Again, it's all scrunched, so you can't really tell, but it'll be pretty nice and flowy, and I think the eyelets in between, like the, pattern repeats, make it into this really nice airy fabric. I really like how the texture looks. So yeah, I'm slowly working on this. It's slow going because I pretty much, this is like my watching over Evie as he plays kind of knit, because it doesn't take too much concentration and it's easy to carry around in the house because the yarn is so light. So I pretty much only work on it when I'm watching him, which is when I'm not working, but I'm working a lot. So yeah, there's that. Okay, next one is in this big chunker of a bag, but it is my Billie cardigan. My Billie cardigan, I don't want to say I'm over it. I'm really enjoying the process. I'm still enjoying the process. I'm not over it. It's just getting out of season, so it's kind of tough, but I'm still working on it. I think I'm almost halfway done with the first sleeve here, but yesterday I realized that I made a mistake, but I don't want to go back to fix it because it's cables. Okay, so a couple mistakes. Okay, one mistake is this. I don't know if you can see this set of cables here. It is bigger than the other cables because I did not turn the cables at the right time. I don't know if you can see just this part here. Ugh, so annoying. But I mean, can you tell? I don't think you can tell. Especially if I wear it, you know, like, can you really tell? I don't know. And then another mistake I made is this cable here. It looks so noticeable on camera, but I feel like it's really hard to tell, like in person, especially like if you wear it and it's all like kind of scrunched up, you know. But so annoying right here, and you can see I've already gone like, it is too far gone. It is too far gone. I am not about to go back that far, honestly. It's fine. It's fine. I'm that kind of knitter. It's fine. So these are like my little decrease, little stitch markers, but yeah. So I saw that last night and I was like, anyways, so I'm working through it. So one sleeve will be different than the other, but whatever. Let's just try to finish it, right? So it's halfway there. And then I have the other sleeve to go. And then it's just the button band and the collar. Then I'll be done, right? How hard can it be? So it's been going. I really do want to finish this though. This is definitely on my priority list. It's just like so labor intensive, and also I was telling you about how there's like 10 million, no, I'm just kidding. There's 4 strands of yarn attached to this because I'm holding my Peruvian wool fingering base double, and I'm also alternating skeins, so I have to be very good with juggling the yarn, and that's also part of why it's kind of annoying. But obviously once I'm done with the sleeves, I'm not going to be alternating skeins for like the collar bit. I think that's a bit too much. So once I'm done with the sleeves, it's like home stretch, like I'll be good. So I just have to get through the sleeves, and I'm halfway there on the first one, so it'll be like no time at all. Just kidding. So those are my knits. Those are all my knits, and let's see. I do have one other whip that's not a knit, and it's a cross stitch project, and it's been a while since I showed this to you, but I recently unearthed it to work on it a little bit too. But it is this little bear cross stitch. It looks so cute. So right now I'm doing his little house, and this is I forget the pattern name, but it'll be in the screen. It is by Mama Witch Cross Stitch, and this is I think this is my first cross stitch project, but it's been going. You know, it's been going. I'm just kind of working on it when I just kind of want to just chill out and not knit cables. So yeah, I'm just working on this little house section up here, and then yeah, and I still have to do like the French knots and stuff like that. He has French knots on his little sweater, and I think some other parts, but please don't look at it too closely. I'm not the back, I don't even want to show you the back. It is quite horrendous. It just looks good from far away, so there's that. But yeah, it's been going. It is pretty fun and very relaxing and very satisfying to see it come together. But yeah, just another little whip that I've been working on. Have it housed in this little baggie here. But yeah, I think those are all my whips. Yeah, those are all my whips. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, but yeah, that's that. I'm going to talk about books now. So hang around if you want to hear about that. I have read a good amount, not a ton of books, but a good amount of books, and I have like 4 books that I'm currently reading that I want to talk about, so a good amount of book content this time. So if you're not interested and you're just peacing out, thank you so much for watching, but if you're sticking around, let's talk about books. So the first book I read, so let me get my notes here. The first book I read after I last spoke to you was The Haunting of Velkwood. Did I talk about this? I don't think so. The Haunting of Velkwood. I listened to this as an audiobook soon after I posted the last episode, and this was like a bit more than okay, I'd say. It was creepy. It's technically a horror novel, but it's not super scary. It's more so creepy and unsettling, and it's about these this one neighborhood that suddenly kind of, like, everybody in that town became ghosts. Like, in I don't know if you've watched Annihilation, where there's like a section of land where people, if you walk in or out, things happen to you. It's kind of like that, but you follow these 3 young women who have escaped that fate in their neighborhood, where everybody in that neighborhood, you can't go in and out, and everybody in that neighborhood is stuck in that neighborhood. People can't come in, people can't go out. What happened? What happened to the neighborhood? What happened to their family? You find out. And it was good. It was more than good. It was unsettling, but it wasn't like the best thing ever. And also, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't as compelling as I hoped it would be, I guess. So 3.75 stars. Another books or series. This is a manga series. I haven't read manga in a really long time, but I found this one online because the artist Kotteri originally posted these as vignettes on their Twitter, or I guess X now. But I found out that they put them all in volume form, so it's called Veil by Kotteri, and I believe that it has been translated into English. If you were are unable to read in Japanese, I think you can find English versions out there. I'm not quite sure, but I have read the first 2 volumes, and you follow this guy and girl. It's very like noir, French noir kind of. The art is beautiful. It's all full color, which is kind of rare to see in manga. If you read manga a lot, you know that's usually in black and white, and maybe sometimes there's full color pages, but this is all full color pages, which is really cool. And the art is beautiful, and you follow these 2 people and their relationship, and you get these vignettes, and it's not like a sequential storyline. It's just these vignettes of their interactions with each other and their relationship with each other. And it's called Veil because they kind of tiptoe that fine line between lovers and close friends. Like, you can't really tell. The point is that you can't really tell what their relationship really is, and the point is that you're able to see how complex human relationships can be, and you don't even know. I think their names are revealed in volume 2, but you don't really even know their names. It's just, the point is that it's like a study of their relationship essentially, and it's really beautiful and simple, but like heartwarming, and I just kind of read it in little bits and pieces because they are just vignettes, like little scenes of their interactions with each other, which I really like. So you don't even technically have to read the volumes in order because it doesn't really matter. And there are times when the timeline kind of hops back and forth between like when they first met and then like later on when they're like clearly lovers, but like and then they go back to like, what are they? And then it's kind of like that where you don't really have to follow the timeline perfectly in order to find out what their relationship is like. But anyways, I gave it 5 stars. I keep talking about it, but I gave it 5 stars. And I haven't given a manga 5 stars in a really long time. I think the last time I read a manga and I gave it 5 stars is probably Kimetsu no Yaiba, which is Demon Slayer, and that was quite a while ago. So yeah, I highly recommend it even if you are not really a manga person, but you do like art and that kind of like story where things are not explained, but you kind of see like their relationship and it's like a bit of study of that, then I do highly recommend it. And it's not super difficult to understand, I guess. It's like a very study of the human condition kind of thing. So I highly recommend that. The next book I read or I listened to on audio is called Lady Killers, Deadly Woman Throughout History by Tori Telfer. And I listened to this because I read Beautiful Women. No, Bright Young Women. Bright Young Women, which was, I talked about last episode, which was kind of like a critique on true crime, especially towards that of, oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh, one of the serial killers. The name escapes me and I don't really care to think about it too much, but I was just kind of thinking about like true crime and that kind of stuff, and how I was thinking about the critique that they had during the book. I don't want to like go too far deep into it because I'm not really talking about that particular book right now, but I came across this book, which is, like as the name states, it's about women who have killed throughout history, and like how they have been kind of like, due to sexism and like this, like the time period that they were in, they were treated differently, or like thought of differently, or memorialized differently than the men who have killed throughout history. I found that very interesting, so I listened to it, and they do a good job of like explaining that these people should not be memorialized, or like, you know, like they shouldn't be made into these legends, but also at the same time they kind of do in this book. Like it's like each chapter follows a different woman killer, but it's very lighthearted, I feel like, and I didn't really love that about this, because I thought originally that it was going to be more so a critique of like of how society has kind of treated women, especially women who have done these kinds of crimes, and not that they deserve to be treated better or something like that, but it's more so the fact that I just wanted to see like how different these women were treated versus these men, and it ended up kind of being more so like what they did and these crazy things that they did, and like these crazy legends that came out of it and that kind of thing, and that wasn't really what I was looking for. So I guess maybe I should have gone into it a little more, well, maybe I should have read the summary a bit more or something, but I didn't really love how it touched upon the crimes of these serial killers or killers, and like how it kind of like poo-pooed the effect that they had on the victims and things like that. So I didn't really love it, but it was just like okay. I gave it just like 3.75 stars because it was like entertaining, or maybe I gave it 3.5 stars actually, because I think 3.75 is a bit too high. I'd say 3.5 stars. It was well written. I think I just wasn't the right audience for it, but if you're into true crime, that kind of thing, I do recommend it. It's pretty I feel like me before, maybe like 3 years before, when I was really into true crime, I would have really liked it, but I'm not so much anymore, so it wasn't really my kind of thing. And then the last book I read is actually a novella. It is called The English Understand Wool by Helen DeWitt, and it is a very short novella, very fun, very unexpected. You follow a very rich girl with a lot of privileges, and you kind of I don't want to give too much away because it's a novella. It's very unexpected. Like when I first read the first few chapters, it starts off a little slow. I'd say you kind of have to read a bit longer to figure out what exactly is going on, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, and then it'll be fun. So I do really like it. Slow start, but by the end I had so much fun with it. So I gave it 4.25 stars. And then that is all the books that I've read since the last time I spoke to you. Let me talk about what I'm currently reading really quickly. I have I started a bunch of different books. So first book I have on my Kindle is this Never Whistle at Night I got from the library, edited by Shane Hawk and Theodore C. Van Alst Jr. And this is a indigenous dark fiction anthology, so it's a short story collection written by a bunch of indigenous authors, and they're all horror stories. And I've only read the first one. The first one was fun, but I don't have much to say about it other than it's been fun. And it's if you like horror, I highly recommend it. Another book that I'm currently reading, this is in Japanese. This is called Hennaie. I don't know if there's an English translation of this out yet, but this book has been very popular in Japan for a while now. I've listened to this as an audiobook in Japanese already, actually, but I'm reading it in print because there's all these... Let me see if I could show you. House layouts, and Hennaie, it's like that kind of house layout is like all in here. That's not a house. Let me see if I could find a good page. So they have like these little things that you aren't able to hear in audiobook form. But Hennaie is weird house, strange house, I guess, in Japanese. And I guess I'll tell you about it, even though most of you probably won't be able to read it. Is this person is trying to purchase a new house, and they're looking at the layout of the house, and they find something strange about it. And the more you look into the layout of the house, the stranger it gets. So it's kind of a really unsettling horror story. Hence the type looks kind of creepy, but it's been good. I don't read Japanese very well because I was raised in America. The kanji is a bit hard for me, so it's slow going, but I'm trying to make more of an effort to read in Japanese, especially because I live in Japan. I should be reading more in Japanese, so that is my, this is my current Japanese book. And then I'm currently rereading one of my favorite books, which is A Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. And I'm going through, this is my second read. I've read it once last year, and now I'm reading again, and I'm like tabbing and highlighting and writing notes this time just because I listened to it on audiobook last year, so I didn't have the print copy. And yeah, it's been fun. This is one of my favorite novels, and just rereading it solidifies the fact that it is one of my favorite novels. I think it is so strange and so funny, and the characters are great, and the writing is great, and the plot is great. And if you like weird books with weird plots and kooky characters and parts where the characters make you laugh, but also at the same time there are gory, horrific details, this is your kind of book. So yeah, currently rereading this. And then another book I'm currently listening to. What am I currently listening to while I dye yarn? Let me see. I'm listening to Shark Heart. Let me see if I could pull it up. Shark Heart by Emily Habeck. And it's been really good. It's really sad. It follows a young couple who got married 1 year ago, but in this world there is a disease, like a degenerative disease, but not really degenerative. It's a disease that people know about and has been studied for a while, but people can get a disease where they turn into an animal. So it's kind of like in your mid-30s, you get these symptoms and you figure out what's going on, and then the doctor tells you in 1 year you're going to turn into this so-and-so animal, and that's just what's going to happen. So in this book, this young couple, the husband finds out that he's turning into a great white shark. And so it is very strange, but it's also really sad because, you know, they just got married and they're trying to figure out life together. They still haven't, you know, haven't reached their life goals yet. They're still young, but in 1 year he's going to turn into a great white shark. And so you follow their journey through grief and how they come to terms with that fate. So I'm halfway through. It's been really good, but it got really sad, so I had to stop listening and listen to like a podcast. And thank you for those of you who sent me podcast recommendations. I'm gonna go through them. I've just been reading a lot of books lately. So yeah, that's it. I don't know how long this episode was, but I hope that it was fun for you. I hope that you found some books that you might want to try. Please do check out the shop update if you are able. And thank you so much for being here. I do really enjoy just sitting down and talking to you because I don't really talk to anybody else about this stuff. So you guys are like my friends on the internet. So thank you so much for being here again. I will see you soon in the next May mid-month check-in, which is nuts. So I hope you are all doing well, and I hope you're all enjoying the spring season. I hope allergies isn't too bad for you. But yeah, thanks for being here. I'll see you soon.